Mia was 28 years old, earning $42,000 a year as a public school teacher in Columbus, Ohio. She loved her job, but she was barely keeping up with her $380 student loan payment every month, and her savings account had exactly $214 in it. She wasn't looking to get rich, she just needed breathing room. So she started researching side hustles, and within 18 months, she was bringing in an extra $1,800 a month consistently. Today, we're going to break down exactly what she did, what the data says about side hustle income, and how you can realistically do the same thing.
Here's the honest truth. Most side hustles people try either make very little or fizzle out within a few months. Selling crafts on Etsy, drop shipping, NFTs. For most people, these generate more stress than income. What actually works? Side hustles with proven demand, low startup costs, and a clear path to getting paid. Mia made a simple rule for herself. She would only try things where someone was already willing to pay. That meant leveraging skills she already had. She was a great communicator, organized, and tech-savvy. And that's where she started looking.
According to Bankrate's 2023 survey, Americans who actively maintain a side hustle earn an average of $810 a month from it. Now, that might not sound life-changing, but run the numbers. That's $9,720 a year. Over 3 years, that's nearly $30,000 in extra income. For Mia, that was the number that got her off the couch and into action. She didn't need to build the next startup. She just needed to stay consistent. And critically, she eventually nearly doubled that average. Let's look at what she actually did.
Mia tested several ideas over 6 months. 3 stuck. First, she started tutoring students online using a platform that connects tutors with families. As a certified teacher, she charged $35 to $45 an hour and booked 4 to 6 sessions a week. Second, she took on virtual assistant work, scheduling, email management, and light bookkeeping for a small business owner she found through a local Facebook group. And third, she created lesson plan templates and sold them on a digital marketplace. The third one took the longest to gain traction, but once it did, it ran almost on autopilot. Combined, these 3 brought her to about $1,800 a month within a year.
Let's put some real data behind this. This chart shows median monthly earnings for popular side hustles based on industry surveys and gig platform reports. Freelance services, things like writing, design, tutoring, and virtual assistants, consistently top the list. Delivery and rideshare come in lower because of vehicle costs and time intensity. Selling digital products starts slow but can compound over time. This is exactly the pattern Mia saw in her own numbers. The lesson? Service-based hustles pay fastest. Passive income takes longer to build, but can scale without trading more hours for dollars.
One of the biggest myths about side hustles is that you need money to make money. Mia started with $0 invested. She created a free profile on an online tutoring marketplace, joined 2 local Facebook groups for small business owners, and told 10 people in her life what she was offering. That's it. No logo, no website, no LLC. Not yet. The principle is simple. Get your first paying client before you spend anything on setup. Too many people spend weeks building a brand for a business that has no customers yet. Validate first, invest later. That's the approach that actually works.
This is the chart Mia actually printed out and taped to her fridge. It shows the estimated time to earn your first $1,000 for different side hustles. Service-based freelancing gets you there fastest, sometimes within the first month if you have marketable skills. Digital product sales take 3 to 6 months on average because you're building an audience first. Passive income vehicles like content creation or print on demand can take 6 months to a year or more. This isn't a reason to avoid them, it's just about setting realistic expectations. Mia chose tutoring first because she needed cash fast. She built the digital product side over time.
Here's something Mia wished she had known sooner. When you earn side hustle income, you're considered self-employed, and that comes with a self-employment tax of 15.3% on net earnings, on top of your regular income tax. When her first big month hit, she didn't set aside enough and got a surprise tax bill. Her fix? She opened a separate checking account and moved 28% of every side hustle payment into it automatically. She also started tracking her expenses, internet, home office, subscriptions, because those deductions reduce your taxable income. and once she was earning consistently, she opened a SEP IRA, which let her reduce her tax bill while building retirement savings. This is for educational purposes only. Consult a tax professional for your specific situation.
Let's make this real. If Mia takes just $1,000 of her monthly side hustle income and invests it consistently, in a broad market index fund, for example, and the market delivers its historical average return of around 8% annually, she's looking at roughly $180,000 in additional wealth over 20 years. That's the real power of a side hustle. It's not just extra spending money, it's a wealth accelerator. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and all investments carry risk. But the math of consistent investing is hard to argue with. A side hustle isn't just income, it's the on-ramp to a completely different financial future.
After 18 months, Mia made a deliberate choice. She dropped the virtual assistant work. It was steady, but she found it draining, and doubled down on tutoring and digital products. She raised her tutoring rate to $55 an hour after getting consistent 5-star reviews. She spent one weekend creating 5 more template packs, which now generate about $400 a month almost passively. The key insight: you don't have to scale a side hustle into a business unless you want to. Some people run a side hustle at $500 a month for years as a financial cushion. Others build it into their primary income. Know what you want from it and build accordingly. Neither path is wrong. Today, Mia's side income has paid off over $14,000 of her student loans, and she's now investing $800 a month into a Roth IRA and a brokerage account. She didn't need a business plan or a big idea. She needed a starting point and 90 days of consistency. Here's what you can do right now. Write down 3 skills you have that someone else would pay for. Pick the one with the fastest path to a paying client. Set up a separate bank account for that income, and commit to tracking it for 3 months. That's the whole playbook. If you found this helpful, subscribe to US Wealth Logic. We put out new financial education every week to help you build real, lasting wealth. Everything in this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. The character of Mia is fictional and used for illustrative purposes. Always consult a licensed financial advisor or tax professional before making financial decisions. Past performance does not guarantee future results. All investments